Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, it's Bunk here and welcome back to another video. The stock market as we know it is under attack, and GameStop is making people more money than a Jew during the Middle Ages. First of all, let's start off with some backstory. GameStop, as we all know, is a failing business. With the rise of digital rights management services like Steam allowing you to buy games without ever having to see sunlight, the appeal of places like GameStop has just completely worn off. I mean, think about it, you're a gamer. Why would you willingly choose to interact with another human being? I'm being honest here, give me an answer. So as you could guess, GameStop is just refusing to accept that digital rights management softwares have completely run out their market. It doesn't really matter whether you're a fan of the digital games or not. People are gravitating towards getting their games digitally, and this has run GameStop to the ground. GameStop now has to shut down stores and en masse fire employees, and it's a whole big mess. This, as you can guess, makes GameStop stock plummet. Because people aren't exactly interested in buying into a company that's poorer than the east side of Detroit, and probably has just as many drug deals going down. But this is where things get interesting. Subreddit r/Wall Street Bets has an idea. People on this subreddit are fed up with billionaires and top dogs of Wall Street making most of the money off of stocks. So they say, hey guys, what if we all just en masse bought GameStop stock? Now here's the thing about markets, alright? Sit down, Uncle Bunk's gonna give you a lesson in basic economics real quick. See, the price of items is set by the amount of people willing to buy them at that price and the amount of people willing to sell them at that price. This process is called supply and demand. You see, a lot of people want to buy products for cheap. However, very few people want to sell them at that cheap price. And a lot of people want to sell incredibly high, but very few people want to buy at that steep price. These are represented by each ends of the extremes on this graph. So said product will find a middle ground where the supply meets the demand, and that becomes the going price for said product. Now what you've done whenever you get a bunch of people to buy a stock or a product that is normally undesirable, like GameStop stock, is you've created an unnatural spike in demand. So people with GameStop stock will think, wow, now I can finally sell for a higher price because people are willing to pay the higher price because there's more people who want the GameStop stock. And people without GameStop stocks see, wow, this is gaining value quickly. I better go buy some so I can actually flip a profit on this stock. They see this and buy said stock, and that increases the demand even further. This creates a feedback loop that causes GameStop to rise in profit, to just skyrocket up there, because all of a sudden it's gaining value and more people want to make money off of it. And suddenly GameStop is worth over 17,000% more than what it was before these events occurred. All this because a bunch of people decided to buy an undesirable stock as an act of civil disobedience. That is crazy. Obviously there's far more complexity to it, but for the sake of keeping this video short in length and not going too in depth, that's basically all you need to know to understand why this is happening. If I were to explain every single bit, we'd be here all day, alright? There is so much in economics that you need to learn to fully grasp why this is going on. So now that you know this, now that you're caught up to speed, what do I think about this situation? Well, as I see it, it could be incredibly devastating for the economy as we know it today. And if you know anything about the United States right now, alright, our economy is basically your grandfather on life support. All it needs is a little bit just to pull the plug out, and we're gonna collapse. Because we live in the age of the internet where we can send data just across the world instantaneously, something like this was bound to happen, and this could very well happen again. The ramifications of an event like this are not just a bunch of people gaining some money, alright? This could actually affect the economy as we know it today. And if some legal action is not taken, this event will repeat itself. That's just an inevitability. Now, many people will jump to ask me whether it's illegal or not, and the answer to that is honestly, I have no clue. I'm not a lawyer. I have no degree, no ability to actually practice law. I'm not qualified, nor do I know anybody who's qualified enough to actually take a look at this and give me a good answer. So unfortunately, I'm not able to answer that question, but what I can tell you is that if it isn't illegal, it will be illegal very soon. Legislative action will be taken to counteract events like this. I can assure you that legal action will be taken so that this does not happen again. However, with that aside, now we actually have to take a look at the moral aspect. What are the moral implications of doing something like this, and do I think it's right? And while I totally understand being upset with those who are loaded more than Scrooge McDuck, when there are other people out there who cannot keep the lights on, I totally understand the frustration with that, but what you've got to consider is the actual ramifications of doing something like this. How will this affect those that you are trying to help? And I can tell you, it will not help them very well. The economic impact should very well affect those who are living paycheck to paycheck, because what you've got to understand with economics is that they trickle down. And if it doesn't affect you, it'll affect your employer. And you know what your employer will do whenever they don't have enough money to keep paying you? You will get kicked out faster than a gay teen while his religious parents on his 18th birthday. My point is, whenever you consider the effects of such an action on those who are not the direct intended target, you start to see this is not as fantastic of an actual protest as it appears to be. Really, only time can tell how much damage is truly done by this. Anyways, that's gonna be it for the video today, guys. If you actually enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help out the channel a lot and lets me know you do like what I'm putting out. And I'm sorry this video took so long to get out. I'm going through extreme burnout right now. I'm still making content behind the scenes. I'm still like refining my techniques and whatever, but everything that I make just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right to get out. So it's just really hard for me to be making content that I'm actually happy with right now. But anyways, it has been Bunk, and I will see you all in the next one.